Working on a weekend like usual. Way off in the deep end like usual. Niggas swear they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes.
Welcome to From the 7 podcast, ladies and gentlemen, where we always bring a different perspective to the mindsets for the real world. As always, I'm your boy Deuce. I actually don't have my co-host with me today, Stat. He actually went to the zoo, was messing with some gorillas. He didn't make it out, but he will be back soon. But I do have a special guest in the house with me. Before I introduce my special guest today, quick announcements. Make sure you follow From the 7 podcast on Instagram. You can follow me at _Deuce West. Like and subscribe to the channel on Stat TV, which is on YouTube. Make sure you also follow Deuce Brand. Got a lot of exciting stuff going on with them. And just stay tuned because we got a lot of good stuff in store for you. Special guest today, man, no other, man. This dude is one of the best high school recruiters, best high school recruiters of talent, coaching, everything, man. My good friend, Sim Sanders, man. Welcome to the 7, man.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good,
Glad
man.
to be here, man.
Hey, man, I'm so happy you're here. Combine, back-to-back state champions. We got a lot to talk about today, man. We're gonna dive into that. His secrets of success. We also gonna get into. He's a huge Twitch streamer. Got this thing going on with the 2K and gaming, so we're gonna get into that as well. But Sam, man, just let the people know who you are, where you from, a little bit of background.
My name is Sim Sanders. I'm from McCall, South Carolina, a little small town. Just a kid who try to make it out and try to give back to kids now. I didn't really have a lot when I was coming up. I didn't have a lot of, how can you say it, a lot of guys who helped me get to where I'm at when I was younger. So for me now, I'm big on that. I'm big on helping kids. So I'm just a kid, like I tell everybody, from McCall, South Carolina, a little small town.
Nah,
Just
man,
trying
you
to make it out.
and really, he's not joking about helping kids, man. Like, I've been around this dude for a year and a half now. Cause I was coaching the combine last year, and just your interaction with the kids, man. The kids love it. People like myself love it because you're similar to me as far as not having a lot growing up. Guidance and like guys trying to really help you take it to the next level, especially with the game of basketball or sports in general or life. So I definitely marvel what you do, man. You, Jeff, Keenan, all of y'all, man. And it's just a cool thing to see and to see like-minded people like myself, man. So I definitely appreciate that. Let's get right into it, though, man. 2 times back-to-back combine state champions, man. How'd y'all do that?
Hard work, man. It was like, it started 3 years ago, really.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? The groundwork, the opportunity came. Jeff, I remember the day he said it to me and Kenan, like, y'all coming with me. And we was considered in North Carolina just AAU basketball coaches, really. And you got 3 African-American males, and I say it all the time, 3 African-American males who was just considered AAU coaches. Now we got a chance to go and be high school basketball coaches now. And that opportunity came, and we kicked the door down.
Yeah, I
We
did.
kicked the door down. It was more, like, we're going to kick this door down and we're going to be here to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody going to know who we are, things like that. So whenever the first year, we got to the Hoop State Championship.
Yep.
We got blown out by Moravian Prep. But that next year came in, and like I told the kids that day we lost, Chris Robinson, the Chicories, Robert Dillingham, the guys that was in that locker room, I told them we'll be back. We'll have a different feeling whenever we get back here. And we end up winning that second year. The third year, chaos, straight chaos.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
Everybody that doubted us after the situation happened when we lost 3 kids. We actually lost 5 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was kind of buying off. And to me, I still was on the backside, like, me, Jeff, and Kenan still here.
Yeah.
Like, ain't nothing changed. Just the kids, just the players. But these kids love us so much, they run through a brick wall for us, man. Just like we'll do for them. So, to me, I always knew we was going to win it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just know, you know what I'm saying, when March get here, I'm locked in totally different than I am during the season.
Yep.
Like, we just got to get to March. We get to March, it's over. because I know how I'm going to motivate the kids at a whole different level. And when I say that, it's not saying like I'm trying to come at other coaches or whatever. It's just that I'm up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning still looking at film, and while Jeff and Kenny may be asleep, I'm texting their phone like, hey, this is what we're going to do this game, da-da-da-da-da. And, you know, Jeff never has to worry about having a scout report. He never has to worry about a lot of things. Like, he can just coach basketball when it's time to coach basketball. So Kenan is probably he's the guy. Like, people don't really know who he is, but he's the guy. He's the guy who get these kids, he talk to these parents. And Kenan been doing it since he was 15 years old, 16 years old. So this ain't no guy that's just no regular guy. So when I see things like Kenan don't get credit or Jeff don't get the credit that he deserves sometimes, or I don't get the credit, I take it personal. So for us to win 2 state championships back to back, that's huge. A lot of people don't even do that.
And no, man. And it's like you skim past it a little bit, but I definitely want to paint this picture for everybody. So you said y'all, the first year y'all win, y'all lost in the championship. Second year, which was last year, y'all won it, and y'all had Robert Dillingham, man, which is one of the most outstanding high school players this area and this country has ever seen. And then y'all lost this dude. Walk through what was going through your mind when Rob decided to leave.
When Rob decided to leave, what was going through my mind?
What was your initial thought?
What I always tell the kids, make a decision for yourself. Make a decision for your family. And make sure that when you make this decision, you can stand on it after you make the decision. And that's what I tell all the kids, not just Rob or other guys who left, any of that. I tell any kid that. Because what I tell people is, regardless if they kids, they're going to be adults one day. They're going to be men. And they got to make decisions. Like, we got to make a decision every day. When we wake up as grown men, we got to make a decision. So either we're going to make the decision and live with it, or we're going to fold. And that's another thing I tell the kids. Don't fold. Like, don't fold. Stand on what you say. Stand on what you do. Believe in what you do. And everything will pan out. Nothing changed with Rob.
Yeah.
He went to Donda, and he's still Rob Dillingham.
Yeah, he is.
Like, his game carries.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, his game carries. Ain't no nothing change. Like, and he's still a great kid, and I still talk to him.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what everybody, people try to create a narrative like, oh, they don't like the guys who left, or they don't like Rob and things like that. Nah, they're kids. Why would I be mad at a kid for making a decision when I tell them to make the best decision for them? I'm going to make the best decision for myself. When you look at college coaches, they leave all the time.
Yeah.
And they leave those same kids they recruited there.
Yep.
To come in and have to play for another coach. So everybody got to make a decision. So when the decision came for him to leave, I did have a conversation with him. Before he actually really, really made the decision, I had a conversation with him. And it went well. And, like he said, I always love you, Coach. You taught me a lot and things like that, and it was vice versa. I still love him.
Yep.
So, and I still talk to him. So it's like it was big.
Yeah, for sure.
It was big. Like, don't get it twisted. It was a hit. It was a hit. We was gonna take a hit, but still, at the end of the day, we had guys like Jaden Epps, Pat Wessler, Bray Thomas, Tonio Hamlin, Joe Barkham. We still had guys there.
Shout out them guys, man.
Like, we still had those guys who been there with us from the start. So like it was different.
So not only did y'all lose Rob, a lot of people in the community, look at O as the heart and soul of y'all team, man, because he was y'all defensive anchor. This man brought the energy every night. So O decided to leave. Bryce, huge shooter for y'all. Bryce decided to leave. And then, like, if you really think about it, when Makai left, Makai's situation was a lot different, but when he left, a lot of people that really didn't know the ins and outs of how y'all wanted to play, that could have been a starting 5 right there.
Yeah.
So
and those guys, even with Kennard, like,
yeah, and Kennard too.
All 5 of those guys they left and went to their new schools and were starters.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people didn't see that.
Yeah.
Like, but those guys are still our guys. Like we still talk to those guys, we still love them. So like every time I see Makai, I still talk to him on the phone. But when I see him, like the kid is still the kid.
Yep.
I love that kid. Kanara been with us the longest out of all those kids. Him and Bryce, they played in the Team Charlotte program.
Mm-hmm.
So, losing those kids is like losing. It was tough.
Yeah,
it was tough. You know what I'm saying? Because we did take a hit, but like I said, like our kids was locked in, and like I told those kids in the huddle, like we gonna win.
Yeah.
And the same night that the news dropped and medias was talking and things like that, I went on the Hoop State Network with Rod Bridges. Shout out to him and shout out to the Hoop State Network.
Shout out to Hoop State, man.
We went live and we was talking about it, and I said to him on that day, we still the Hoop State champions. Ain't nobody beat us yet. And it was a lot of talk in the chat. So let me clear this up now for the people that's gonna watch it. Whenever I was on Twitter saying 100 shots and things like that, Young Dolph is my second favorite rapper.
Yeah. Yep.
But the 100 shots was that night, y'all was taking 100 shots at us because we lost a kid or whatever the case may be, y'all thought we was going to lose. So when I was saying how y'all miss a whole 100 shots, y'all was in that chat, in the Hoop State Network chat, talking like we was going to have a losing season.
Yeah, I remember that.
So when we won it, that's all that was about.
Yeah.
It was time to talk now. Season over, come out and talk.
Nobody wanted to say nothing.
So that's why I tell people, don't get mad at me when I get my lick back, because I'm going to get my lick back.
Yep.
And that's all it was. It wasn't towards nobody. But if you was in that chat that night and you seen what people were saying, that's what it was about. It wasn't towards nobody. It was towards the people who was talking in that chat. So when people see the memes, they see the rap songs, they see it's because of what y'all said about us. Y'all want us to be quiet now that we won, but when we lost what we lost, y'all wanting to talk and feel like y'all did something.
And look, it's so crazy because that's what I really love about y'all culture, y'all staff, man. The way that y'all handle the guys is because I was listening to I forgot who was talking. I think it was Jalen Rose or somebody was talking about Memphis Grizzlies, about them wanting to smoke and like them going up a chimney trying to catch all the smoke. That's what y'all do. Yeah. Like y'all want all the smoke, and what happens is, just like you said, people want to hear y'all or talk down on y'all when y'all quote unquote are losing something, but then when you win something, they don't want y'all to speak.
Yeah, they don't want you to say that.
And I think that's what is the most unfortunate part about it, is because y'all remain the same the whole time. Y'all was talking when y'all lost something, y'all saying that y'all still was gonna win, and then when y'all won, y'all still was talking, but now y'all looked at as the villains because of the way that y'all handle it. And that's why it's kind of whack when the media gets involved on that end, because they can pick and choose when they want to bring the smoke, but then when y'all want to bring the smoke, they don't want that. They don't want the smoke.
And just for me, I could stand on all 10 when I say something. I ain't gonna back down. Like, people think they can say whatever they want to say to you, and then you're not supposed to say nothing. You're supposed to just shut up.
Yep.
I'm gonna still talk because I'm grown. First, I'm grown, and then secondly, like, it's basketball. Let's have some fun.
Let's have fun. Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't have to take it to another level, but, don't be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? And I said it on the video, like, we the 2-time champions. Don't disrespect us again.
Yep.
Like, you disrespecting the guys who been to that championship game 3 times in a row. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's different.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't happen. That don't happen in the hoop state. That don't happen in North Carolina basketball.
Do you ever sit back? And of course, even though y'all won, do you ever think about what would have been if everybody stayed?
If everybody would stay, it would have got ugly.
National championship?
It would have got ugly. It just would have got ugly because those guys already knew us.
Yeah.
Like, and then you putting Rob in the backcourt with Jaden and Epps.
Shout out Jaden, man. Like, I think that would have been probably the best backcourt in the nation.
And then you still got Tony O'Hamlin coming off the bench.
Then you would have still had Kennard too.
And then you got an AJ Smith. And I forgot about AJ earlier, but you got an AJ Smith. He scored 2,500 points
Yep.
in high school. You still got Pat. You got Makai, Joe.
Y'all would have went undefeated.
Like, man, like it would have got ugly.
Because talk about this before we move on. Y'all battled the #1 team in the nation. Y'all played Sunrise, and I was watching a little bit of that live stream. It got cut out on me, but y'all went in overtime, or it was a close game, right?
Yeah.
And that was the #1 team in the nation at the time.
I'm gonna tell you, and I tell this, and I probably didn't sleep for like 2 or 3 nights. I made a mistake that game. We had the ball. It's a tie game. 8 seconds to go. I call a play. I tell Jeff to run this play. They sit on it. The mistake I made was Jaden Epps was killing one-on-one situations. I should just say give Epps the ball and get out of the
1-5
way.
flat. Yep.
But whenever the game was on the line in the hoop state, and Jeff was like, "Where we want to run?" I said, "Tell everybody to get out the way and get Epps the ball and let him make the play."
Yep.
And that we live with it.
Yep.
I wasn't gonna make the same mistake again because I didn't sleep for like 3 nights, and I was telling Jeff like, "Man, I lost that game.
Yep.
Like I lost that game," and that's what people don't see. That's what people don't see. They see me on the sideline. They see me walk up and down the sideline, but they don't understand like this different for me because this changed my life, and I'm trying to change these kids' lives, and I'm with 2 guys who changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm walking up and down that sideline, when I'm saying something, or if I'm doing something, it ain't towards nobody. It's just how I grew up.
Yep.
Like I grew up playing outside. So when if you lost at the park, you might not want to go to school the next day because everybody gonna know about it.
Yeah.
So that's how I felt. If you lose, if we would have lost in the Hoop State Championship this year, everybody would have been on social media.
Oh, for sure.
See that's how that works.
For sure.
So that's for me, that's what it is. Like I wasn't making that same mistake 2 times.
And now, perfect segue because this is the guy I wanted to talk about next. Jaden Epps, man, transferred from Virginia, 757 product. He came in first year combine, and I was helping out a little bit with y'all for the couple weeks I was doing it, and meeting him and seeing him play. It was, I think the one thing that stuck out to me the most was how he listened. Like coming in with the ego, or coming in to have an ego. Jaden could have definitely had an ego because of where he came from. Coming in the combine, y'all won last year. He was now the man. He could have easily had an ego. I didn't see none of that, right? And it was cool to see him develop the whole year because in the beginning it was like, all right, I'm trying to adjust to new coaches. I'm trying to adjust to new offense, all this stuff, new role. But then to see him in the Hoop State Championship, man, how he just literally single-handedly that last 4 minutes of the game put y'all on his back, man. Talk about that. Talk about how special he was and what was the experience like coaching him?
That's my guy. Like that's my guy. And I'm gonna say before we even get to the championship game, I was in the process of moving, and we were having grueling practices because we were getting ready for the Hoop State. Grueling practice. Epps got up, came, and helped me move out my apartment to my new apartment. Like he's a different kid.
Nah, he
it
is.
ain't just the
Facts.
basketball.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a different kid. He's not. I talk to the kid. I talk to him every day, FaceTime. When he came, and this is crazy because when he came to combine, I didn't know who he was. He played against our Team Charlotte program during the summer, but I wasn't. I was in the building at Rock Hill, but I was up there supporting Pat. I was watching Pat play.
Yeah.
So he was playing against us, and while our game was going on, I was watching Pat. So I didn't know who he was. So when he came and it was time for the kids to move in, I met his dad. I met him. And I'm talking to him like, oh, whatever. I'm going to deal with the kids when they get there.
Facts,
That's how I am.
facts.
So over time, it was just like, oh, this is my guy. I'm with him. We go eat every day, breakfast, whatever. This is all the guys. So it was just like, I can tell that he was going to be good. But at the first part of the season, I think he was a little nervous. Like he didn't want to come in and overstep.
For sure.
Anything. He didn't want to and we was like, no, you got to come on. Especially after the situation where the guys left.
Yep.
It was like, come on.
Yep.
Like, come on now. And he did that. And whenever the Hoop State Championship came, I got mad at one point in time in the game. AJ was hurt. AJ came around the corner. He was like, I got mad. The ref was doing something. And I got mad. I was like, man, I'm tired of this. And Epps told AJ to grab me. And AJ was like, we're going to win the game, coach. We was down 8 at the time.
I remember, yep.
And Epps was like, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, we're going to win now. Like, I know we're going to win now. And, like, Pat said it. So Epps was the thing was he wasn't I ain't going to say he wasn't a leader at the beginning, but he became a leader.
Yeah, man.
Like, he became a leader. And not only did he win a state championship here, he won one in Virginia.
Yep.
So, like, when people look at this kid, don't look at him just as a basketball player because out the court he one of the best kids I ever been around. And like even in that game, he got in foul trouble and he was still on the bench, cheering and making sure everybody knew what was going on and things like that. So he was big in the Hoop State Championship. But the other guy that was there, MJ Collins, played every single minute in the Hoop State Championship.
Yeah, he did.
He played every single minute. And, like, when you got guys like that, it's different.
Yeah.
And Epps was a leader. Pat was a leader. MJ was a leader. AJ was a leader. Tone was a leader. Joe was a leader.
Yep.
Those 6 seniors was leaders, and that's the reason why we ended up winning it. Because when the game was on the line, they didn't fold what I told them all year. So that's what the thing is I will say about Epps and the other 5 was they didn't fold, and they knew it was their last game, and they knew it was at stake.
When I got the news that Epps was coming to Combine, I got a lot of old college teammates from the 757, so they always love Epps, man. And Alex was one of them. And somebody sent me a picture, and it had him in the little Combine jersey, like a little edit, and it was saying he was transferring. And I'm like, whoa, like this dude and Rob, like it's crazy, right? And then, of course, everybody left. I came to y'all first game when y'all played overtime, and of course, the rules were a little different with the scoring, but Epps had like 30 plus. I think he had close to 40. He had 40 something?
Yeah, close to 40. I wasn't there though.
Oh yeah, okay. You was sick, right?
I was sick.
Yeah.
So, like, still I watched it. I'm like, this dude right here crazy.
That's what I'm saying. He was yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you what his game changed at. We in practice, and he come out screens, and I'm like, stop coming out the screen. Say, stop coming out. I want you to reject every screen. Reject them. When he started rejecting screens,
right,
couldn't stop him anymore. It was over.
Especially when he rejected going to the right.
And that's why I was telling. I was like, when he started rejecting screens and making the right reads, passing, it was over. Because now you can't really stop him because he can draw fouls, he can hit free throws, he can shoot the 3-ball from anywhere on the court, he can shoot it deep. And he can pass.
Yep.
Like, a lot of people didn't think he can pass, but he could. And it just opened up our offense so much more when he started rejecting screens, because then you had Pat, who we can throw it inside to, left hand hook, right hand hook, he do whatever, he can score. But then it spaced it out because now people didn't realize Pat could shoot 3-ball. So now when he rejecting that screen, you're in trouble now because your center is putting in a pickle because he got to figure out if I'm going to go down there with Epps, or I'm going to have to stay out here with Pat and leave my guard or whoever in a one-on-one situation. And in a one-on-one situation, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
He probably won all the one-on-one situations except for when Coach Jeff played. Like, he was Coach Jeff played.
Hey, man.
Like, he win them situations. So
Jeff still got the clamps.
So, like, I will say that in one-on-one situations, it's crazy. I can't wait till he get to Illinois.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait to see him play. And with him playing with Scott Clark and that backcourt, how dynamic that's going to be as freshmen.
One last thing I want to say about Epps real quick, man. Shout out Epps again, man. Hopefully I can get him on. I know he, back at home now, but definitely want to get him on. But one thing I really appreciate about Epps is one day when I was helping out, I was working out with the guards, and I was telling them how, what you, Keenan, and Jeff always preach to them was just give your best, play hard. And that's simple, right? Like, y'all weren't asking a lot from these dudes, but just give it their all. And I always appreciated that about y'all. And I was telling them that, during this time is just not enough. Like, y'all got to come in here on y'all own. Like, y'all can't just expect just to come in when y'all say, hey, we got to shoot around and we got to practice, and like, that's going to make the difference. Y'all got to come in here on your own. And literally that same day, he went up. They had weights afterwards. He went up. He came down. He was like, Coach, how long are you going to be here? I'm like, I don't know. He's like trying to like shoot afterwards. And I'm like, how long y'all got to live? He's like, an hour. I was like, you know what? I'll stay. So cool. Stay with Epps. We went through a little workout. Cool. Then he came down to Charlotte. His dad had bought him a ticket to Charlotte. I think they was playing the Pacers. He had asked me, could I go with him? Because I think he was going by himself. So I'm like, yeah, for sure. So you know how Ticketmaster and stuff is. Sometimes you can't just buy one ticket. So I was like, dang, okay, I got to buy 3 tickets. So I'm like, this is an opportunity for somebody else to come. No, I had to buy 4 tickets. So I was like, all right, call Epps. I'm like, yo, Bray, ask if Tone want to go. Cool. So Bray ended up not going. Ty came down. So it was me, Tone, Ty, and Epps. And we sitting there, man. We sitting at the game, and literally LaMelo Ball did something, and he tapped me. It was like, hey, coach, we was just working on that. And I think that right there made it 1,000 times like this kid is different, because not only is it like, okay, somebody telling me I need to work out. I really don't even know this dude like that at the time, right? I'm going to trust in what he's saying.
Yeah.
And I'm going to actually listen to what he's saying. And then when I see it, I'm going to acknowledge that that's what we were doing. And I think right there, I was like, yo, this dude is going to go far. And I told him that day, I was like, you know, Epps, you could be on this stage. And I really think he could take it to that level, because of the fact that he's a willing learner, man. And not a lot of kids in today's game are willing to learn, man. So shout out Epps, man.
And the crazy part, one thing about Epps, and I'll say this, is he had a bad game. I think we was playing Chambers. I never yelled at him. Mm-hmm. Never. Like, it was something I had to separate the how we was off the court to on now I'm Coach Sim now. And I'm like, you shooting inside the game? I yelled at him. I was like, you shooting inside the game? He just looked at me like shocked, like, because I never yelled at him. So after the game was over, we talked. He called me the next morning and was like, Coach Sim, let's watch film. I'm at home. I'm in Charlotte. I ain't in Lincoln. Mm-hmm. I'm in Charlotte. I said, I'm in Charlotte. You want to watch film? How you want to watch it? I said, I'll tell you how we're going to do it. Turn your laptop on. I'm going to turn my laptop on.
We're going to watch it
on
together,
FaceTime and we'll talk about it. And that was the difference. Me and him watch film on FaceTime together. Like, and that's why I tell people, like, don't judge nobody, because you don't know what they're doing behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Me and this kid was watching film together on FaceTime. Not in the film room.
Yep.
Not, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop it.
Yep.
Like, we got to stop it at the same time. We got to make sure that our laptops is aligned together.
Synced, yep.
And everything. So when we did that, I just think that it made our relationship even more stronger. And then I have a strong relationship with his dad.
Yeah.
Like, his dad called me before I came here. So, his dad called me for my birthday. You know, a lot of parents never really did it. He called me for my birthday. You know what I'm saying? He always called just to check on me. Like, his birthday was the other day. I didn't call him on his birthday. I called him the day after, because I know he was out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would call him next day, but he answered the phone when I called him. I told him happy birthday. So it was bigger than, like I tell, with all these kids, it's bigger than the basketball. Mm-hmm. So with Epps, like, it was different.
No, it's a special kid, man.
I'd probably say 4 or 5 kids. Chris Robinson, Ja'Cory, Tone, AJ, Joe, or I always be like, let's watch some film.
Yeah.
And you don't get that a lot.
Yeah.
You don't get that a lot. Where kids want to do that, because then it just, they didn't want to do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand that part.
Nah, for real.
They don't understand that part yet.
And really, last thing, I think that's what makes him that professional already, man, because I know exactly what game he was talking about. I was actually on the bench that game. And I remember before the game, I told him, yo, this is the atmosphere, man. Let everybody know who you are. And those words could have made him think, maybe let me shoot all these shots. But I was just basically saying, make the impact on the game, all around. But he definitely did that, and he hit the game winner to win the state championship. And now everybody wants to know this, man. I think everybody who's not in North Carolina, that's, that follow Combine, y'all won the championship. Maybe 2 weeks later, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know the time gap in between, but y'all were called and y'all were let go, the whole staff. What goes through your mind right then and there when you get that information that y'all won't be returning to Combine?
When I got that information, it was, let me call my uncle and let me call my brother and to tell them like, we kick the door down and let's keep kicking the door down. Like, I was kind of hurt. Like, I had a little hurt because that was the first time that it was business.
Mm.
And shout out to them dudes because they gave us an opportunity. But to me, it was after we won, and I just wanted to finish the year out with my boys.
Yeah.
So it did its thing. I wanted to finish the year out with my boys and things like that. But I understand. But, and I can quote me on this or whatever, and somebody gonna see it. We still who we are. We'll be back. Like, that's what I thought. Like, that's the only thing I thought. That was my thinking process. Like, I was gonna take a hit. My family was gonna take a hit, because I was getting paid. But I know who I am, and I know who the other two guys are. And, and I can say it now, like 6 or 7 months ago, man, I was done with basketball, man. Like,
yeah.
Last year, like, I lost 3 family members, bro, and my brother was one of them, and nobody called my phone. It was like, how your family doing?
Yep.
How you doing?
How
Do
you
need
doing?
anything? And that's when I realized, like, am I in the right spot? Is basketball what I want to do? I started questioning myself because I started looking at everybody as family instead of just what it is business. So for me, like, Jeff had to talk me out of that, man. Like, I was done with basketball.
Yeah.
Like, man, I ain't about to do this. I'm about to get into the game, and boy, this is what I want to do. 2K, that's who I am. Like, I'm about to pick this controller up because when stuff happened to me, that's what I do. That's my outlet.
That's your outlet.
I pick up that controller and then I'll be on that game 4 or 5 hours. Somebody call my phone. I probably don't even know they called me. But whenever that situation happened, when we got that phone call, I was laying in the bed.
Yeah.
And I instantly got up because this ain't the first time that happened to me. That was the second time that happened to me at that school 2 years ago. I got a phone call. It was the hit of COVID. All the kids had to go home. Everybody had to leave campus. And it was a financial thing at the time, and it was like, we gotta let you go, but we'll bring you back next year. And at that point, I left my job where I was at.
Yep.
I was teaching school, and this was my only source of income at the time. And I'm like, what I'm gonna do? COVID just hit. What I'm gonna do? And I picked up the controller. So that's when I knew I was different. And I'm not a guy where, like, I'm going to fold because I tell these kids not to fold. I was homeless.
Yeah.
I could have folded when I was homeless. People lose their jobs every day. We walk up the street and we see homeless people every day. Like, that, it hurt, it stung of the timing, but, like, who I am.
Yeah, bounce back.
I'm going to bounce back. Like, I already know that. And I already know bounce back.
Yeah.
Like, that's the crazy part. I already know bounce back. And it didn't take me long.
Yeah.
And when I lock in on something, that's what it is.
And that's where, again, man, it's a great conversation, man, because, me and you talk, but this is like our first sit down, like really one-on-one talking, man, really, really diving into who we are. And you're very similar, man. Me and you are very similar in mindset because I got let go by the same school. Yeah. And my situation was similar to yours as far as that was my only source of income. Like, I moved here from Florida. I had a remote job. COVID, they went back to the office. I had to make a decision. I said, this is what I want to do. And then a month later, they stopped returning my phone calls. So it was like, I know exactly what mental place you were in. I lost so many family members last year as well, which I didn't know that you lost 3 family members. I lost 3 family members in 1 year as well, 2 being my aunts. And actually, while I was at Combine, and you was with me.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You was with me on the bench when we played Winston-Salem, when Alex was out.
Yeah, Alex was
my
gone.
aunt, I lost an aunt on my birthday, so it was during break. My birthday is December 29th. That game was January. We played them. My other aunt had stage 4 cancer. She went in the hospice, so we knew she was going to go in the next week. And you was with me, man, and it was crazy because them kids play out of their minds.
They did.
And I told them, I said, man, we had so much help, man, because I felt the spirits there with me, man. But I just want to commend you on that, man, because y'all are bouncing back already. Because, again, a lot of people, and we talk about this on this podcast all the time, is the dark places that you can go to mentally. And, but if you weren't in that situation before and knew how to get out, maybe this one would have held you down longer than it has.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's why I appreciate you sharing that, because that's what I want to let everybody that's watching, and especially the kids coming up with basketball, you're going to go through these spaces. You can't let it hold you down. Once you get out of one space, you can realize you can make it through anything.
I could have folded when I was 14.
Yeah.
My great grandma passed away. She raised me since I came out. She died when I was 14. That's the first time I ever dealt with a major death. I never got over it. I still ain't got over it.
Yeah.
I lost my grandfather. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when my name. That's why I go by Sim. Like that, I never got over it. You know, so I lost a real close friend when I was in college. He got killed. I never really got over it.
Mm-hmm.
So losing a job ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Cause I'm losing people that I really care
That's
about. That I
fact.
ain't never gonna see again.
Man.
So that's why I don't fold. Like it's people that ain't coming back here that I miss every single day. So like I tell everybody, like, don't be a puppet. Don't like that's the lesson that I learned over the last 10 years was, if you do it, don't do it for the money.
Yeah.
Do it because you love to do it, because when it's over, it's over.
Yep.
Like, so that's what I learned, man. Like I had to learn that though.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, like I literally had to learn that. Like everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't gonna be loyal to you.
Yeah.
Everybody not gonna. It's about what you can do for them right now.
Mm.
When that's over with, it's over with.
Yeah.
So you can't go in thinking that this is gonna be forever. I knew it was eventually gonna come to an end anyway. And like I said, seven months ago, man, I was done with basketball. Period. It wasn't nothing with combine. It was period. Like, no more AAU, no more Team Charlotte, no nothing. I'm done with basketball. Like I feel like it was like I wasn't spending enough time with my family. Like, you know what I'm saying, my nieces, my nephews, my son, all that. I just didn't feel like I was giving them the time that I was giving basketball. Like basketball was taking up all my time. Like I literally was just doing basketball. Like I wasn't doing anything else. Like I was doing basketball in real life, and I was doing it virtual.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
Like it was just basketball. So for me, whenever, you know, like you said, when I got that call, it was, okay,
what's next?
What's next?
Yep.
You know? Like, what you gonna do next? How you gonna bounce back? And I've been bouncing back. Like and this probably I ain't never been so happy in my life. Just to be at home.
Mm-hmm.
I was having to leave my house, leave my crib, and go stay somewhere for a week, and then come home and pack my stuff up. Like now I got my little setup for my game and stuff like that. So it was a blessing in disguise. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't gonna just leave those kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was the biggest thing. I wasn't gonna leave Jeff and Kenny. Like them dudes been with me since. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was homeless when I met them.
It was even, man, I'm telling you, man, it was I went through the same thing as far as looking myself in the mirror and asking myself what was next. But it was even hard leaving y'all when I was helping out. Like I didn't want, like, it was so crazy because it felt like 1 week went by and then the whole season was over. For me, it felt like there was a situation and a point where when I went up there and had conversation with them dudes, and I think it wasn't even the principle about, at that point, like you said, about the money. It was about realizing that those people, and, you know, I can say it now, they just weren't genuine people, man. Like, so for me, the conversations that I had with the, you know, higher ups there was mutual when I first got there, of the sacrifice I was making, right? Like it was on some, like, yo, we're going to give you this little office setup. You can still work from, you know, from here, from your other job. It was cool. They understood because really they told me, well, they offered me the job on Friday. Can I be here on Monday? I wasn't down the street. I was in Florida. So coming up there to do all that, to then not even get a return phone call, it was the principle at that point, man. It was like, and then the fact of, okay, now I definitely still want to help. Even though y'all did me dirty once, I still want to help these dudes. I wanted to help y'all. I didn't want to help Combine. I wanted to help y'all. And then going up there, having the meeting with him, and then just having it just to say that they have it, I was like, man, I just can't even put myself back in that position, because I would have felt exactly how you felt, as far as realizing that at that point, it wasn't just not business, but it was like, these people aren't even genuine people. Like, So I say all that to say this. What you just said, man, about not everybody, not your friend. When you lost the people that you love, man, people didn't even hit your phone that you thought would hit your phone. I want people to really take a notepad out and write that down, man, because a lot of times in today's age, we think everybody's our friend, man, especially with the social media following and stuff. And with the high school game and the young players that have all these followings, they can get in the wrong mindset of thinking everybody's with them.
Let me tell y'all something about that internet. It ain't your friend.
Yeah.
Social media is going to mess you up, bro.
Yep.
Like, and I love social media. I'm a marketing, you know what I'm saying? I love marketing and all that stuff, but people not going to support you the way you think they're going to support you. They're not going to support you until somebody else starts supporting you. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, I can share my Twitch channel every night, every single night. I got 1,700 followers. 1,700 followers not gonna click that link.
Man.
They're not gonna make an account to follow you. They're not gonna come and they're not gonna. And this is why I'm saying what I'm saying. If a celebrity die, they're sharing that on their page.
Yep.
But you won't share your homeboy Twitch channel on your page, or you won't share your homeboy YouTube channel on your page.
Say that again, man. Say that again, man.
You won't share none of that stuff. You won't go and hit the sub button. You won't give your homeboy $5.99 a month, but you'll give Hulu $10.99 a month. You'll give
Netflix $24 a month now. God,
you know what I'm saying? You see how that works? But like, that's what I tell people. Like, that's one of the things I support people, man. I'm big on that.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody tell me, as soon as I'm having such and such, and I'm in town, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Because that's just who I am. Like, I'm big on supporting people because I want people to support me in return. But they're not always going to support you in return. Like, you got to understand that. But like, for me, like, coming here, seeing you doing what you're doing, and seeing how you bounce back after the situation happened with you, this is big. Like, this is big, and that's why I hit you. Like, hey man, when you gonna let me come on here?
Yep. And I knew it was a matter of time, man. Because I want all y'all. I want Jeff Keenan. I want a lot of Epps. Like I said, trying to get Rob. I'm trying to get some combine guys on here, man. Because I really do bang with y'all, man. And after this, man, whatever I could do to support the Twitch and all that stuff, let me know. Because I definitely want to do that. Because I know how important that is. Because you hit home when you said the 1,700 followers you have, and not everybody gonna do that. I don't think you probably saw it, but on April Fool's Day, I had posted that I was having a baby. Yeah, little April Fool's joke, right? When I say
seen that mess, I didn't even reply.
Exactly, but Sam, when I say though, 445 people looked at that. My average is like maybe 120. If I post something about the podcast, 60. That's it. Like 60, only 60 people watch it, right? But I was talking to my boy. I said, that really pissed me off because you know what that means, right? That means people shared that with other people. I didn't even know 400 people was going to even ever click on my page on one day. But what happened was people saw that I was having a baby and they shared that with people, and then they shared it with people and they shared it with people. Because I was like, how am I even getting 400 viewers on this post? But when you post something that you need support with, ain't nobody clicking on that.
Ain't clicking on that.
So man, that's wild, man.
And I want to shout somebody out while you saying that. This kid, Josh, 19 years old, man, and I met him like a year ago playing the game. He has subbed to my channel, my Twitch channel, 8 months in a row. He has gifted 22 subs in my Twitch channel, and he's 19 years old. And I met this dude a year ago. Yep. And I got people who I know now in my life who won't even click on
man. Hey, bro.
So it's
when
like,
I say you are, man, I'm telling you, man.
It's like your biggest supporters be strangers.
Yeah.
Like your biggest supporters be strangers, and it's not gonna be the guys that you think that you expect. Like, and I say this, Joe, and I shouted these guys out one night on my Twitch, and I starting to tell people who click on the link, hey man, I love y'all for even just coming in my chat or coming in my stream and giving me a view and things like that. The kids rock with it so hard. They be like, Coach, I watched your stream last night. You streaming again. Da-da-da-da-da. And it just be like, yeah. And it's making it, I'm not doing it for no finances. I'm doing it because it's giving the kids a different outlook on life. Like, you can do whatever you want to do, regardless of if somebody supports you or not. Cut your stream on. Cut that camera on. You said to me earlier, you was like, man, I don't know if I don't know how long I'm gonna do this. And I said, don't quit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Because you never know. You never know when it's gonna be your time. I went from 1 follower and I got 364. Now 364 people don't always watch me, but I went from 1 follower to 364, and I get a check for playing a video game. When people say, "Oh, you too old to be playing video games," nah, I'm not in the streets.
Yep.
I'm not selling no drugs. I'm not out here telling nobody to sell no drugs. I ain't telling nobody I had to shoot nobody. I ain't out here doing none of that.
Yep.
I'm in my house. I'm playing my game, and I'm comfortable.
Yep.
I'm doing what I want to do. And sometimes that's why people don't support you, because you're not doing what they want you to do.
Also, let me piggyback off that real quick, because I want to transition into that controller, man, because back in the day when we were growing up, it was, get off that video game. Now it can really bring you revenue, serious revenue, right? Hold on, I'm gonna let you go. And you doing that, not only are you good, you're great at it. Like, you're great at playing 2K, bro. Like, it's a skill. Like, for me, all right, let me try to play 2K and BS around. You are really on there playing, making guys, and then going into a gym with 4 other dudes that's somewhere else, and y'all actually kicking dudes' asses. So I wanted to say all that to say this. How do you see yourself as far as with the game, and where do you see that going? Where do you see that taking off to for you?
I just want to give the people I play with a platform, or give the kids in a neighborhood, or people who watch me, the kids, just in general, the kids. Like, I might not make it with the gaming, but if you want to do the gaming, come on, get on my team, and I'm gonna give you the platform to be seen on my Twitch channel and things like that. Like, I network using a controller, and like, people don't even pay attention to that. You can take that controller can change your life.
Yeah,
like that controller paid my bills 2 years ago, what we talked about earlier, when I lost my position at the time.
Yeah.
Like, it paid my bills that summer. Like, I was on that game, and I'm gonna tell you, I was on that game, man. I would go to sleep at 3, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and I'm back up at 9
playing,
right back on the game.
It's a job,
and that's what it turned it. And it was like, but at that time, that's what it was. It was a job, because I needed the money. Now I'm rocking with my boys, Alex, Logan, Pot Randall, TC, Tyshawn, this girl we just picked up, Key, we call her Key Glock.
She nice?
Yeah, she nice. Who else I got on my team? MJ, whenever we do hit MJ up, like, MJ always wanted to play. I done play with Pat. I done play with Epps. Shout out to the guys who really made me who I am with the game, though. It started with Jeff's son, Lil Jeffrey.
Okay.
Like, Lil Jeffrey is the one who really, 2K17, 2K18, like, come on, get in the part. I ain't had no clue what the part was.
Yeah,
none
facts.
of that. I played 5v5. I was a whole head. I didn't know none of that. But he made me who I am with this controller, him and Donovan Gregory. And both of those guys played for Team Charlotte. And like I said, Lil Jeffrey is Jeff's son. Those 2 guys play with me every single day of 2K19. And that's when I blew up. 2K19, 2K20, heading into 2K20, that's when my life with the gaming changed, because I was playing that junk every single day. But those guys was always on with me every day. And it was crazy because they younger than me, and it was getting on the game playing with some younger guys, and I knew I was gonna have fun, and I knew I was gonna hear a story every day.
Yeah.
It was the best time. It was the best time of my life playing with them 2 dudes like that. But those guys I shouted out that's on my team, I don't give them enough credit. I'm hard on them. Like, the same way I coach basketball is the same way I play video 2K. So I'm hard on them. So, like, my expectations for them when we pick that controller up is like, we going to play to win.
Yeah.
We're not finna get on here and BS and woot. And like, right now, like, season 3 2K, we was ranked top 30. Right now, in 3 nights, it took us 3 nights to get ranked 66. So, like, when I leave here, I'm going to get on the game with my boys. But those guys is giving me an opportunity to be who I am, and it's giving them an opportunity to be seen on my Twitch channel, and people know who they are now.
Yep.
Like, I can walk into a gym in Rock Hill, and they be like, man, I seen what Pop did last night. He made that dude fall, or I seen Alex block a chase down. I seen Tyshawn get 20 rebounds. I seen TC locking up the guard. Those guys are getting. They don't know them in real life, but they see their gaming tag. So it makes me feel so much better that I was able to get those guys to go in there pro-am and do the things they're doing. So like I don't give them enough credit, but shout out to them guys. They're my guys right there.
And I think too, that's that's the crucial thing about everything you just said, man, was it's got you in the house, comfortable. You could be around your family, you with your boys, and you making an impact, bro. Like, it's not just on I'm about to play the game. Whatever you decide to do in life, you got to give it 110%, regardless of what it is, regardless of what people say that you should be doing. If you choose something and it brings you happiness and joy, give it 110%. And that's what you're doing. And now you're seeing that literally a controller and Lil Jeffrey sitting you down and saying, this is what can come from this. That's special right there in itself, because a lot of times too, everybody feels like they should be doing what people think they should be doing, because the real world is going to tell you, you can't play the game. Yeah. Like, the real world going to tell you that 1,000 times over, and you're going to say, no, this is what I'm going to do because this is what makes me me. And I think that's the special message right there.
And the crazy part is that when I play 2K, is that a lot of people try to clout chase. Like, they want to hit me up if I ain't had a Twitch. Or they want to hit me up and be like, get your 5. Now they want to get your 5 and we'll play against y'all. Well,
is that because if they win,
they want to put it on social media.
Oh, okay.
But me, I take it to another level. Let's play for $1,500. Put your money up. I'm gonna put my money up for my team because I know what they're gonna do. Yeah. So I'm gonna put my money up. I'm putting my money up for my team. As soon as I say they don't want to play. Nah, let's play for the money. Yeah. That's the big stage now. That's what it's about. Now this the big stage. Yep. When you can talk it, but when you pick that controller up, when I pick that controller up, and I'm in the mode like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron, and all them. Like it's different for me, and like is like I said, man, it changed my life. It saved my life.
That's tough, man.
When my friends was out doing whatever they was doing, if I wasn't playing basketball, I was in the house playing my game. Yeah. Like, it saved my life, bro. Like, that's just crazy to say that. A controller saved my life. And all I ever did in life was play sports and play video games. And at the age of 36, I'm still doing the same thing. Nothing changed. Yeah. Because I tell myself, and y'all can put this on whatever you want to put it on. The only time I'm gonna fold, and where I'm from, people working plants, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I can't work 12-hour shifts 7 days in a row. Now, I'm gonna fold. I can't do that. But now, if I gotta do it to make money, provide for my family, provide for my son, provide for myself, then I'm gonna do it. But that's what I didn't want to do that, and I got an opportunity now. Like, when Jeff calls me, it's so funny. Jeff called me and be like, "Get out that game." Mm-hmm. You get out the game. He be ready to play with his friend like he play with. But he be like, man, I'm gonna let you play the game. I know you play the game. So shout out Jeff, me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody know who I am because of that game. Like, people, and the crazy part is people know me more from 2K than they know me as a basketball coach. Like, that's the crazy part. The controller, a kid will run up on me if we're in Rock Hill somewhere and be like, Coach Sim, when you gonna play 2K with me? Coach Sim, can you give me this bill? Like, 2 nights ago, a dude that I used to coach sends me a clip at 1:20 in the morning of him doing something on 2K. Or somebody that call me and be like, hey, Sims, can you give me your jump shot? Can you give me this? Can you give me that? Yeah, I got you, because I want to help. But this is what I will tell somebody. Don't play that game all day and not trying to make something from it. If you're going to play that game all day, get your Twitch channel, get your YouTube channel, get your TikTok, get your Instagram, get all that, try to make you something from it. Don't just get on the game. Just to get on it, yeah. Get on the game and try to make you some money, because esports different. It's different now. Yeah. Like, you could gamble. Yeah. You could literally, it's gambling sites that has esports. Yes. Like, you don't know people from Adam or Eve, but you see their gamer tag and you like, yo, I can win $500 if this dude win the game. Yes. And then you got the Hornets the Hornets, gaming right here, who just played Johnson C. Smith esports team in 3v3 on 2K the other day on Twitch, live on Twitch.
That's crazy.
And I don't know
man.
who won because I didn't get a chance to watch it because I was gone. But it's the simple fact, like, colleges have esports teams. This is how the game is changing now.
Yeah.
So it's not always about, oh, I got to be the best basketball player. I got to be the best baseball player. Yeah, you can do that, but then have something on the side. Have a backup plan. Don't just be, if I don't make it in basketball, it's over for me. Nah, it's not over for you. Like, I didn't make it in basketball, but I'm able to coach basketball and I'm able to pick up the controller and play a game of basketball.
Yeah,
so
facts.
I tell any kid, and I was teaching an esports class at Combine.
Oh, that's tough. I didn't know that.
Make sure y'all, I would tell those kids, and I brought my game in that room and my monitor, everything in there, and showed them different. I said, make your bill. Some of them didn't never play 2K or something like that. I said, make your own bill. I let them make their own bill on my account. And then I would go and diagnose, and I would show them, okay, this is why you shouldn't put this up, and you should put this attribute here. This is how you want your player to be. When you playing on a higher level, this is how you separate yourself. Now, you got to go and separate yourself because that's how people know who you are. Mm-hmm. That's how you get picked up. That's how, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to just pick up, like, now I'll tell this story. Alex, that's your boy. Mm-hmm. Lord Jesus.
Shout out Alex, man.
Yeah, that's my guy. But I wasn't going to play the game with Alex Long. That's how competitive I was.
Yeah.
But when I first met him, you know, at Combine and thing, he's talking about 2K and da-da-da-da. I'm looking at that, man, that dude, you trash. I said to him,
you
trash.
You did. Yeah, you did.
And he played with us one night, me and Tyshawn in the park, and he had a slasher, and slasher couldn't shoot, just had a dude that could dunk. I'm like, man, what is this? But we was winning, and over time, like this year, going into 2K22, Alex was playing with me, and I'm like, oh my God, like this dude is Jesus, man. But when I told Alex, I said, make different positions. Go get in the program and then try stuff. That's what I do. I just go in there and I just practice. Like, I'm in the lab. You see me put it on Instagram. I'm back in the lab again.
Sure.
So I told Alex that, and now, like, I can depend on him when the game on the line. I know what he can do. TC, he's a college student. He getting ready to graduate. Sean, my boy, I getting ready to graduate. I gave him 2 of my bills, 2 lot bills. He played with them. And seeing me and him play together and interact up top, it helped. Tough. But one thing I will tell you about 2K, and people won't know this, it taught me how to be a coach. Because when I first met Jeff and Kenny and them, I didn't talk. So when I started playing the game more, and when you start playing with 4 other people, and what we tell the kids on the court, talk on defense. So you had to communicate. So it helped me communicate with people. It helped me communicate with parents. It helped me communicate with the kids. It helped me scheme because I can go in the game and put stuff in and scheme and find plays and do things like that and then implement it in real life. So 2K didn't only just help me become who I am gaming, it helped me in real life too as a coach.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like,
I want to share a funny story with you, man. It's crazy because and you actually about to make me try to buy P5 and get on 2K myself again. But 2K14 is when I was really, I would say, in my prime. And it wasn't my players. I don't think my player was out there. Yeah, it was just 5-on-5. But I was really good, right? And I used to have friends like, yo, how you so good, blah, blah, blah. It's because I used to understand fatigue and rotation. So these dudes used to try to play their dudes all game. And I knew, all right, they're going to start missing. My team is still in the game with my backup unit. When I put my starters back in, I'm gonna run them over, right? So of course Alex got sick last year when we was coaching together, and I had to step in, right? You was there for that first game, but then we went on the road to TSF. We had to go drive down to Atlanta, and I told the guys, I'm like, yo, listen, I know it's a little different, but we're gonna play rotations. Just trust me on this. Of course, at first they didn't really know, like, man, what? Arky come out. I'm not tired. I'm like, chill, I got us, right? Bray stepped up. Shout out Bray, man. Bray Thomas. Bray stepped up for us, right? Bray literally was with the second unit, and they had their starters in, and we was still neck and neck. And I'm like, when I put y'all back in, y'all staying in the rest of the game, we're going to blow them out. Literally, the game was probably, Bray always kept it tied or we was maybe down 2. Peyton, Arky, shout out them guys. They got back in. Bray stayed in. We ended up beating them dudes by double digits, right? And after the game, Alex was back at this time actually. He was like, bro, it was crazy, bro. Like, and I was like, bro, I said, do you want to know how we won that game? And he was like, wow, I was like 2K. Because I looked at them as fatigued players. I looked at them as, this is my second unit. Their TSF coach left them in the whole game. I'm like, we are in perfect position. Because Bray, like I said, because he stepped up and kept our second unit afloat, when I put my horses back in, it was a wrap. And I learned that from 2K. So I understand exactly what you mean by learning life, coaching, all that stuff from 2K, because that's a real deal thing, man. And I'm just glad you shared that, because that's what I mean, really, I wasn't prepared. I didn't think Alex was going to get sick. I didn't think I was going to have to step right in. The only thing I went back to is what I knew. And when you playing 2K, you are coaching and you playing, especially when you playing 5-on-5. Yeah. Like, of course, when you playing my player, you know, trying to focus on your player. But back then, like I said, it was all 5-on-5. But transitioning, man, last thing, then I'm going to let you go because I know you got to get on that game, man. I don't blame you. Look, it's going to be like rapid fire. So a couple questions. Whatever come to your mind first, you got to say it. So you can't take longer than 10 seconds. All right. The best high school basketball player right now is who? In your eyes?
Jaden Epps.
Okay. Who was the hardest player that you had to game plan against?
The Ellis boys.
I didn't think you was gonna say that. All right, can you elaborate on that? Why was that the hardest? Did they blow up the game plan, or did y'all not execute it?
The scheme, their scheme. They shoot a lot of threes, and you can't leave them open. Like they playing at Golden State Warriors. So their scheme this year was different. And I remember when Coach Ellis said it to me over the summer when they was playing. He's like, "You like the new scheme?" And I was like, "It ain't really no scheme." Like, I didn't think it was no scheme, but when I go back and watch it on film, it was trying to get them threes up, and you got to keep them out of the paint. So, like, if you don't keep them out of the paint, you help. They dotting, they hitting that corner, they hitting that guy, and they moving. Like, it was hard trying to figure that scheme out and try to beat them, but that was the hardest one.
Okay, most memorable high school game you've been a part of as far as coaching?
The year that we won the first championship.
Okay, I was there for that one too. 2 more questions. What is a game, right? A game that I know you don't fold, right? But what is a game where you really thought y'all were out of it and y'all came back and actually won it?
The state championship game this year against Liberty Heights.
Was it because of timing, or was it because of the way that y'all were playing?
It was because of the time. I thought the time was gonna run out on us. I didn't think we was ever gonna run out of gas because I run those kids all the time.
Yeah.
So I just thought that the timing and then how the game was going, how it was being called at the time, like, we're gonna run out of time. And just shout out to, Epps, like you said, but shout out to Elijah
Oh,
Green.
yeah. Shout out Elijah Green, man. That's
he
my
made
guy,
some plays
too.
down the line.
Yes, he did. All right, last question. Most, painful loss as far as basketball. I know you probably going to say the one Sunrise, right? Okay.
Nah, I was coaching girls basketball.
Oh.
And shout out to Ashley. She just got a job at Wofford. I was coaching with at the time at Northside Christian. Turned the whole program around. But we was playing game to go to the state championship. And this is girls basketball. So it's different when you go in the locker room and they lose.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh my God, like, it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably the hardest thing that I ever seen as a basketball coach was we lost. And those girls, we was hard on those girls, like, but all of them went to college. All of them played. Some of them, all of them didn't play out that team, but they went to college, they got the degrees, they're successful. But that was the hardest thing, was talking to girls and talking to guys is different.
Yeah.
Guys, they may cry a little bit, but they ain't gonna be over it.
Yeah.
Like, those girls, it took them a little bit. Like, they still was talking about it. They still talk about it to this day. But that was probably the hardest thing that I was a part of was going in that locker room.
Hey, I didn't think he's gonna say that, but that makes sense though. It definitely makes sense. Damn, yeah, I didn't think he's gonna say that.
A lot of people didn't know I coached girls basketball.
Yeah, man, I didn't know that either.
That's why I'm a huge fan of University of South Carolina and Don Staley. Like, I'm from South Carolina, and she changed the game. Like, I'm huge. Like, I'm like how Kobe was with girls. That's how I am.
Yeah,
like, I watch a girls basketball game. I watch the WNBA. So like, yeah, like I coach girls basketball. And a lot of people won't know that, but I did. I was the assistant coach for girls basketball, and I was the head girls middle school coach at Northside Christian. So like, I've been around.
Okay,
just you know what I'm saying. Like,
I'm gonna add one more in there, man. Of course, since the career with Combine has come to an end, what's your one thing you always gonna remember from being at Combine, as far as maybe a moment, or maybe it could be off the court, anything you had with a player that's always gonna stick in your mind?
Seeing the day that Jeff got the job, just knowing everything that he been through, knowing everything that people said about him, knowing everything that people were saying to me that I shouldn't be coaching with him, and seeing him kick the door down. And then just to piggyback off that, the second part is Kenan. That's my brother right there.
Yeah,
I remember those days when we would have $5 in our pocket trying to get to a gym, get to a practice. So seeing those two guys get a job, coaching basketball and doing what they love, that was big for me.
That's tough.
It wasn't even about me. It was about those two guys.
That's tough.
So seeing Jeff get a job, seeing Kenan get a job, and we end up winning. But just seeing those, that's the most. I'm always gonna remember that.
That's tough, man. That's tough. Shout out them guys, man. Definitely trying to get all three of y'all on, man. That'd be an epic episode. Trying to get all three of y'all in here.
I ain't fooling with them. They're my guys, though. Like I said, like those my guys.
That's tough, man. Before we get out of here, though, let people know where they can find you: Instagram, Twitch. Let everybody know which everything's going to be below as well, but let everybody know where they can find you.
My Twitch channel is twitch.tv/CMJTV. My Twitter is Coach Sim Sanders. And I think my Instagram is CMJ Sanders. But I got two of those. So my gaming one is CMJ TV, and then my one I really be on is CMJ Sanders. And I also follow Team Charlotte.
Yeah.
AAU page, Team Charlotte UAA. And then Team CLT UAA. And then make sure y'all subscribe to this YouTube channel, man. Make sure y'all do that. Don't waste time. Don't wait till we blow up to do it. Mm-hmm. Don't wait till these guys blow up to do it. Do it now. Do it now so you can say you've been here. And make sure when you subscribe, don't just subscribe. Go and watch the whole video.
Yeah.
Go comment in the comment section what you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Just support, man. Like this is big, not just for me coming on this show, but this big coming on this podcast. It's big because you don't have many guys doing this, and it's big because it's gonna help kids in the long run. We're losing people. We're losing people every single day. Like it's like we seeing people die every single day. So support people while they're here. Give them their flowers while they're here. So just like y'all don't got to go follow nothing of mine. But one thing I will tell you, I want y'all to follow this podcast, man. Follow this podcast. Follow this journey. Deuce, one of my guys. I met him last year. He been genuine ever since I met him. He about the kids. He about people. Just make sure y'all go do that, man. That's the only thing I want from this episode is y'all go follow his podcast. Watch all his episodes. Follow his Instagram. Support, man. Just support. Like that's the biggest thing. Just support this guy because I'm looking around this room and I'm looking at his setup. Like, yeah, support this guy. Support this guy.
I appreciate that, man.
So I just want y'all to support this guy, man.
I appreciate that, man. I'm so glad you came, man. I'm so glad we was able to get this done. Like I said, when you texted me that day and was like, it's time, I'm like, yes, it is time. And then, of course, you had a situation last week, but I'm glad it worked out, man. I learned so much from this hour that we sat down. One thing I'm going to take away, man, is what you told me earlier, and you told me not to give up, told me not to quit, because like you see the setup. A lot of people see the final product, man, but they don't see what I got to do to even keep this place, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. Me and Zeke go through a lot, and hearing those words from you, really, I ain't gonna lie, dog. Like you saying not to give up really made me feel like I cannot give up. Like again, there's days where we in here like, yo, this might be it. But I definitely took that from you, man. I appreciate you being here. If y'all like the video, man, definitely subscribe to the channel. Like he said, follow his stuff. Don't listen to him about not following his stuff. Follow his stuff. Like I said, after this, I'm gonna make sure I can do everything I can to help you out as well, man. Because that joint is so important, man. People don't understand how important that is. And like you said earlier, one thing I did miss was you said people don't understand what you're doing. And I think I said this on one last episode. People see what you're doing and they're fearful of that because they can't take that leap that you took. And then that turns into jealousy, and then that turns into envy. So that's why you'll see the people that's watching all your stuff, but they ain't trying to support because they like, damn, how this man had the courage to do it and I can't. But until next time, y'all. Go ahead. Well, go ahead. Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna give y'all one little gem, and I do it all the time on my Twitch. 365 days will change your life. 365 days of straight pressure will change your life. Don't take a day off. 365 days of straight pressure will change your life. Like, just remember that.
Yeah.
I put that on one of my pictures, and I'm telling y'all that 365 days of straight pressure will change your whole entire life. Give it everything you got. Whatever you want to do, give everything you got. 365 days of straight pressure will change your life.
Hey, man, you heard it here first. And really, we was talking about what I'm going to put on there. I gotta get a picture of that. Put that up there. 365 days of pressure. That's tough. That's tough. I think you just you put me on to that, man. But that's the gem of the day, man. But again, thank y'all for watching, man. Like, subscribe, share with 2, 3, 5, 10 friends, man. Again, Sam, I appreciate you for coming, my brother. Until next time, from the 7, we'll holler at y'all.
Working on a weekend like usual. Way off in the deep end like usual. Niggas swear they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes.